From the OUTV Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, California, this is Brief News Brief, a brief look at today's trending news topics, proudly combating the thought police since 2016. Here's your host, James Heaney.
I'm James Heaney, and this is your Brief News Briefing. Last week it was revealed that Facebook, your fun-loving social media platform, withheld evidence that warned that Facebook itself had become an instrument of government propaganda all over the world. Specifically, in America's case, it was fueling hate speech, and at the same time that Russians were using the platform to intervene in the 2016 American election. In 16, before the election, Facebook found Facebook accounts linked to Russian hackers who were messaging journalists to share information from stolen emails. Those emails were stolen from the DNC by Russia. It was September 2017 when Facebook publicly admitted that Russia was buying politically targeted ads in rupees and that they allowed that to happen. But it was a year before that they actually knew what was happening. They knew that they had harbored this infestation of Russian propaganda agents peddling stolen emails. It was also revealed last week that Facebook had hired a PR firm to distract from negative coverage of Facebook. Essentially, the firm was hired to muddy the waters, trying to make it look like Google and Apple were exploiting people's data just like they were. Everybody's doing it. That's the cost of surfing the net. You've got to give up your privacy, guys. It's not just us. This news basically exposed how deeply Facebook is in the business of lobbying the media in Washington. Facebook is more interested in protecting their image and their profitability over the people that are addicted to and using and are trapped inside the Facebook service. If they could protect both, I'm sure they would, right? If they could do both things, but now, here in this great old American interests of greed and wealth and global domination, well, if they had to choose one, they might, in the past and today, they might continue to totally exploit all of their unknowing users to fuel their giant media dominance. Oops to the dupes! This past weekend, Malibu started to repopulate the community after the mass evacuations cleared the city out and the Pacific Coast Highway was completely shut down. The Woolsey Fire, which is now more devastating than the Thomas Fire last year, ripped through Malibu last weekend and has completely transformed the landscape. Many people are still coming to grips with the devastation and wondering how long it's going to take for the city to recover. It's not just Malibu that was hit last week, though. So was Westlake Village, and Thousand Oaks was devastated as well. What's crazy is that while residents of Los Angeles are being hit by this terrifying disaster, there's a completely different terrifying disaster happening in Northern California. Sometimes it seems to get lumped together. Those are separate incidents. In the north, we have the Camp Fire, which has burned almost 150,000 acres. 79 people have died, and almost 1,300 people as of now are still unaccounted for, aka they're fucking missing. At least 9,914 homes and 367 commercial structures have been destroyed. Whole communities of people are being forced into homelessness, living in tent cities in shock that their lives have been ripped out from under them. And smoke is billowing so thick into San Francisco, it's creating the worst air quality readings in the world. I'm talking worse than India, worse than China. We got the worst air in the world. Saturday, President Trump and Governor Jerry Brown toured damage from both fires in California. The governor said that the economic impact of the fires will be tens of billions of dollars. Most California residents affected by the disaster are still processing the ongoing tragedy. They're so busy just staying alive that they haven't had a chance to even fathom what comes next. CIA officials have concluded that the murder of Washington Post contributor Jamal Khashoggi was ordered by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, or more commonly known as MBS, which should be no surprise that bullshit's in his name. There's growing clamor among lawmakers for Saudi Arabia to face more serious consequences for the killing. Trump maintained in an interview on Fox News Sunday that the Crown Prince had told him maybe 5 different times, and as recently as a few days ago, that he had nothing to do with the killing. MBS is a close ally to Trump who plays a central role in Trump's Middle East policy. In fact, Jared Kushner's Trump's son-in-law is famously tight with MBS. They're buddies. I don't know, maybe they're even best buddies. They stay up all night together, partying. Yet Trump is once again openly casting doubt on the conclusions of American intelligence agencies. His attitude has consistently been that he believes the evil dictators over American intelligence agencies. In fact, the CIA concluded that in a phone call before Khashoggi traveled from the United States, the prince's brother, Khalid bin Salman, urged Khashoggi to visit the consulate in Istanbul to pick up documents he needed for his impending marriage to a Turkish woman. Khalid, who is also the Saudi ambassador to the United States, assured Khashoggi that he would be safe. So MBS's brother, who Khashoggi trusted since he's an ambassador to the US, urged Khashoggi to come to Turkey to meet his brutal death.